So I talked myself into motivating myself into doing something motivational. No, the way here. Yeah, doing something motivational. So that motivational thing that I'm going to go do. Okay, it is kind of cool out there, but it's a nice enough day. Got that open. Get some airflow down in there because it was raining the other day. So again, Marvin did not win the battle. It's just I'm making him think he won the battle. That's why I put those out there. Look at the mess he made. My black walnut. Didn't even get a chance to dry and he ate them all. Little bugger. So one cool. Oh, I'll tell you what the goal. Okay, I worked a little bit today. Only like 2.5 hours. It was a short day, my buddy and I. But it was hard work. I mean, so I had the pole arm chainsaw there. But I had maybe about an inch or so of gas in that. My buddy's like, okay, we got to finish off the seasonal gas here. Put it in there. So I basically got a full thing of gas. So there's going to be some cutting, guys. That chainsaw, I tell you, is a beast. It is a beast. Did I just step on another dead mouse? Oh, I stepped on a dead mouse again. Oops. I got to start throwing them right at the door like that. But I do it for Casper because what I'm trying to do is get Casper to come down and eat all my mice. Right? So I got heavy steel over there by the clothesline thing. But I got this here. This has got to go before it snows. So that my plow guy, I might hit that. I should probably cut that little nub down. But his plow will probably go through that. So if not, he'll be kissing the dash. But I can't leave this here. So maybe what I'm going to do is just move it around. But you can see what I mean, like just by like all the poplar there. I'll burn all that birch. There's all those Manitoba maples. Yeah, there's a tire back there. All kinds of stuff. Like as soon as like the grass dies, you can see all kinds of stuff. So if the snow's not on the ground that weekend, oh my god, that's cold. I gotta go with look at that hydra that I killed. And then I gotta cut that, all that. But like that's all the stuff I did so far, right? So I gotta rake this out. I'm gonna rake it out onto the yard and burn it whenever there's snow, right? Or rake it before it snows. But you see all these trees here, that whole tree line set. Like I already went through all this with the brush cutter. I'd go through it again, mulch it up a little bit more, get these tarps out of here. They didn't really do much. But you see how thick the scotch grass still is, right? But so the tree line, let's get into the tree line. So you'll see how far back I'm going to be cutting it. Oh, the one tree finally went into the... Yeah, so this is the tree line here, right? So this is the edge of the garden. So all this is coming down, all this. All of that, okay? All the way up to the big one. I'll show you the big one. It's about 100 years old. I'm going to keep that. Because I like big trees I like. You know? It's just I don't know how long that tree's going to stay there until it falls over. Like it's coming through here. Like when I did this the last time, there's some tree rooted. I'll clean up all this. Okay. So anyway, like that big monster there. Look at the size of that thing. Eh? Like I do that's the kind of trees I cut down, guys. Just so you know. I might have to do some trimming on it, but you don't really want to get close to that thing. That has like Widowmaker all over. That is a hydra of a tree. Like that stump is probably about 3.5 feet. Yeah. And then there's another big one just below it. But all these little guys, they're dead. They're dead. And then I gotta get... My brother tried to make a garden here. I know one of the trees that fell down, but it didn't work. It didn't work. Oh, there's a burn pile there. See, like stuff like that. I didn't even see that last time. So years ago, what my uncle used to do and people used to do was they'd do a spring burning, right? So there's all that down there. Look at the size of that tree down there too. They're over 100 years old, those big trees. You know, like when I get this cleaned up, you'll see how nice they are. And all that brush it right to the top of the hill. I don't want the hill to erode too much, but you know, just take all like all this here, you know. Here, slip on something, and then just get tripping me here. Something, something. So like this used to be all garden right here. This used to be the best garden ever. Morning to evening sun. And then where's the beach? It's down a little bit more. Might be technically more my cousin's. But I'm gonna call it Reg's Beach. They had chairs down there. I just can't see where they had it. I guess I'm lucky there. I can't see it. Hang on. Where are they? Unless they got washed away. Oh, it's way over there. Okay, technically that's on my my cousin. There's trees through the bush over there. Okay, so I was thinking it was like right here. I was gonna clear it for the girls. I still might there. You know, I'll go take a look at it next summer and then there. But you see like the back shed there. I got to clean all that out. All this is going. Oh, that's going. All that poplar's going. All that. That's a lot of chainsawing, guys. There's gonna be so much chainsawing. There's a corner post right there too. And then like all this thick stuff here. If I could get a chance. There's Casper's Trail. We'll call it Casper's Trail. It was right out to the washout side. Oh, what's living in there? God knows what's living in there. Could be a skunk, could be whatever. We got to cut all this out of the way, all these trees away from the front there. But anyway, I find anything like, you see how much this, guys, I'm kidding you. Not that there now is down to there, right? That's the drop off. That used to only be like that high. That's how much that is eroded and sunk. That's crazy. Mind you, that's over like 40 years or whatever, you know, since I was a kid. So this used to be more level ground. But I'll show you what I did the other day. So I pulled some of those chairs. Those chairs, I'm going to smash them up. They're going to end up in here. But got my nephew's toboggan in there. I didn't tell him, no. He was too small. He's too big for that one. So that's just the stuff coming out of the barns. But like metal, those tires, I'll deal with those later. I came through here with the brush cutter a couple of weeks ago, or last month, right? And it killed off a lot of stuff. But now you can see. But now I picked up. There was a whole bunch of. There's still a bit of plastic there. I'll rake that up once I get down to it. That chair there, like I'll take that for scrap. You know, get through here. See, I went through here with the brush cutter. So now I could swap blades on my brush cutter and get all the little saplings. That's just zing, 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 and then in the spring, you know, cut them down again, whatever. Okay, is that an apple tree? Did I just find a long lost apple tree? That's an apple tree. I'm sure that's an apple tree. I bet you it is. That's an apple tree. Holy shit, I had no idea there was an apple tree in here. That's a nice one too. Okay, he gets to live. I might block the view from my aunt a little bit, but I think she'd make exception for that one. But you see, I cut all this down up to about here. And it was so dark, but all like this, like that's more on my aunt. But I'm going to clear it all out. She wants that gone too. So, you know, maybe I get a little bit of, like, there's quite a few cord of wood in there. It's just there's a couple of big, there was a couple of real big, yeah. It's right at the top. There's a couple of really big poplars and birch up there that I'm worried that'll come down and hit that. But I might be able to get, if I can get them to go that way, be no problem. But we'll see. We'll see what I can do. You know, I'll leave some of it, but if I, you know, get some climbing spikes, climb up there, and that'd be quite though. That'd be freaking. That would be kind of wobbly though. I'd do it, but it's just, yeah. You'd be surprised how small of a tree I'd actually climb. But like, I don't know if I, you know, yeah. There's a reason why men don't live as long. I just get it cold. That wind coming in, that's telling me something's cold coming with it. So, but all this hill, I did that a couple of years ago for my aunt, but I got to do it again. Like I say, maybe we'll see what happens this weekend. make it like now's a great time to do it because all the foliage is down. Then I can really clean it up again, and then just get right in there and then get everything ready for the chainsaw. Like all these little guys, get them now while they're easy. Hopefully, you know, I might have to get some lines on it, but I'm just happy. That's probably was planted by me because I used to always, my cousin and I, we used to always throw our apple cores over here, plant a tree. My grandma said, go plant a tree, eat an apple. Go throw. That's awesome. That is awesome. Is that a rock over there? Or a brick? I think it's just a rock. It's a neat rock. Oh, look at that neat rock. There we go. A cool rock there. Just like hill, rock. Yeah. So I'll get a, yeah, you can see all the damage I did. I cleared this pretty darn clear too. The same thing, you want to leave a little bit of stuff in there just to, you know, like I'll get all the thick stuff, but that stuff grows so bloody fast. But you know, if you take too much away, it just erodes the hill, right? So I like leave the thick, like the mossy stuff and all that on there. There's a tree there. See all that. I cleaned a lot of this out, but I'm gonna do it again. Gotta do it again. And then like all that's I gotta take all that down, the old chicken coop. And then like, you know, like all, you know, maybe not all winter, but like all this, I'm gonna be burning most of that because it's just, you know, all that, clean up all that styrofoam. So once it's clean around here to the point where it's like just spick and span clean, that there, I can't remember what that was though. What was that? But again, I'm gonna clean it up, you know. So it'd be nice and clean around all the barns. It's gonna be very, very rustic. I don't know. Maybe I'll by cutting all those trees. Maybe that's creating a windbreak for the barns there. Right between these barns, man. When that wind gets going, it gets cold here. That's one thing I always remembered about that down here. Between these two barns was always so cold in the winter. It's just complete wind tunnel all the time. But once it's cleaned the whole way around, though, that's going to be pretty cool. Anyway, I'm going to go grab my, whatchamacallit, get to it. Look at how dark that cloud is. Those look like angry clouds. Those are angry clouds. Those look like snow clouds. They really do. They feel like it. Because like it was a nice day, but as soon as that wind kicked in, that's really cold wind coming in. Yeah, that's some angry clouds. I gotta take a picture of that.